Hi everyone, here's a quick recap of human brain. Human brain is divided in three main parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain covers a large area and midbrain is just a small portion. Let's start off with forebrain. It's further divided into a few segments, one of them being cerebrum. Then you have thalamus, then you have limbic system. Limbic system further is divided in three main parts: hypothalamus, then you have amygdala, then you have hippocampus. Midbrain, I've already told you, is a small region. Then coming to hindbrain, it has pons, it has medulla oblongata, and it has cerebellum towards the right side. And remember, pons is above medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is situated just below pons, and below that you have your spinal cord. Good. Now, here, one thing that you need to know is, okay, I'll just come to this in a moment. Before that, your cerebrum has four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. The frontal lobe, you can say it's like the master of your entire brain. It usually deals with executive functions like emotions, you can say. Then your temporal lobe, it deals with your hearing, with your language and all. Parietal lobe usually deals with sensations and reactions. And occipital lobe, which is my favorite, it deals with the primary vision. Now, moving on, after cerebrum, just to point it out here, it's the largest portion of the brain. And second largest is going to be, any guesses which is the second largest portion of the brain? Yes, it is the cerebellum. They both have quite similar names, but don't get them mixed up. So cerebrum, we've already done. It is um, over here. It is situated. Most important feature, your memory, that is associated with cerebrum. You can see it has a lot of folds right here. So, yes, your memory gets stored here. So, for your conscious sensations, voluntary movements, learning, memory, your thinking, your decision making, your critical thinking, even your dreams, they're in cerebrum. Like, cerebrum is responsible for all of that. Then moving on, let's move to what? Cerebrum. We're done with it. Now let's move to thalamus. Very important. It is situated just below your cerebrum. So thalamus acts like a router. It's basically a relay center. It receives all the sensory information except which one? Except the sense of smell. It's gonna sort it out and it's gonna allot another region of your brain for its function. Then moving on to your limbic system. Now, limbic system, I've told you, it's divided in three parts here. Hypothalamus, it is responsible for homeostasis. Then you have homeostasis, including what all? Thermoregulation, osmoregulation, then your menstrual cycle, sleep wake cycle, circadian rhythm, you call it, then fight flight response, all of that. Now, amygdala is responsible for your emotions, your feeling of love, hate, anger, fear, pleasure, punishment, sexual arousal, all of that comes from amygdala. Then you have hippocampus that's responsible for your long-term memory. So there we are done with cerebrum, we're done with thalamus, we're done with limbic system. Now midbrain, what's the job of your midbrain? It is basically just a relay between your forebrain and your hindbrain. So it has, I've said already that it's okay, I've not said it, sorry. So it has reticular formations, and those formations basically filter out the unnecessary or unwanted information. So yeah, that's the job of midbrain. That's it. Then coming to hindbrain, I told you we have pons, up over here, and then you have your medulla oblongata, and then you have your spinal cord. Let me go to a better image. Yes, right here. So pons term comes from Latin and it means bridge. This is a very tiny part and it lies just above the medulla oblongata. It acts as a bridge for the conduction of impulses between your cerebellum, between your medulla oblongata, and your cerebrum. So it is concerned with rate of your heartbeat, your heart rate, and the pattern of your heartbeat. That's it. Cerebellum, it is associated with your motor memory, your body control, your muscle memory, all of that comes under cerebellum. You're able to balance yourself in a cycle, right? Thanks to cerebellum. You're able to walk thanks to cerebellum. You're able to touch type, thanks to cerebellum. All of that comes under it. Then moving on to medulla oblongata, very important. Okay, and cerebellum is the second largest portion of the brain. Now, medulla oblongata, after hypothalamus, all the involuntary actions that are left, they come under medulla oblongata's control. Your respiratory center is situated in medulla oblongata. So your heartbeat, your respiration, your digestion, it all is dealt by medulla oblongata. Now, just a quick summary. The upper parts, the upper regions here, they are linked with your voluntary actions like memory, your dreams, anything that's coming from your emotions. For example, you want to attack someone, you're really angry, now you want to attack them. That's a voluntary decision. So it's going to be made on the upper part of your brain. And the lower part of your brain usually deals with the involuntary actions. And one more thing, your medulla oblongata, pons, these all are very much close to your spinal cord. So they are usually going to be dealing with the actions that are very basic. Like they're very basic and they're really important for your body, like your digestion, your circulation, your respiration, all of that. Here, one thing that needs to be covered is corpus callosum. It is basically, you can say, it joins both the hemispheres together, your right hemisphere and left hemisphere. So it's a bundle of axons right here. And brainstem. So brainstem is your midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. It doesn't contain your cerebellum. Don't ever forget that. Here, brainstem. What does it contain? It contains your midbrain. Let me just change the color and the size. So it contains your midbrain, it contains pons, and it contains medulla oblongata. So that's your brainstem. Hopefully, today's lecture was helpful and you memorized everything. Thank you.